Oh, we're good?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Hi, everyone. Seems like we have an audio now, so all good. Welcome to the Meetup Mixer. If you are a member of Meetup, please put in the chat. And if you are an organizer, please put in the chat too. I know that we've had people reach out wanting to be speakers already. So please put in the chat if you're an organizer and for what meetup you're organizing for. And then we'll touch base with you. And yes, so welcome everyone. I am Monette Esparcia, and I'm the founder of Pretty Solutions Incorporated.
And my name is Glenn Chason. I'm a practice manager on the Canadian team at RSM Canada and a ServiceNow MVP.
Perfect. So the Meetup Mixer this is a live cast. It's an avenue for us to share with our viewers how to run a meetup or just discuss success stories, challenges. That way the viewers can use these lessons for themselves if they are organizing meetups or they're part of it or they want to start one. The first part of this meetup is you could see here on the screen our distinguished, very special speakers. And so they will be speaking and we will be interviewing them for the first part of this live stream. So please, if you are attending via the Teams link, just turn off your camera and your speaker for now. At the last bit of this show, we will be enabling everyone so that everyone can turn on the cameras and speakers so that they can ask our speakers some questions.
And for those watching on LinkedIn, we're gonna do our best to try and monitor the chat, but we highly encourage you if you want to participate, like Manette said, actually come on camera, speak, come into the Teams meeting as well. That's where we are, so feel free to do that if you want to interact. And I'll open it up here and just say first, I'm super happy to have this group on the call today. This is our third episode of this web series, and the first two, we had very seasoned hosts, right? We had our first one, we had Ashan from Melbourne, Australia, Dante from Charlotte. Second, we had a very famous dev meetup, the London Dev Meetup, where we had Kopal, Famela, Dhruv, and Russell. And I'm super excited for this one because this is the very first meetup, not only in the city of Riyadh, but correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's the very first meetup of its kind in Saudi Arabia. So I'm very excited because we're going from seasoned pros. I know we have pros here too, but seasoned pros to brand new. So that's exciting. So please, why don't we introduce Raja? We'll start with you. Please introduce yourself, Raja.
Yeah, thank you so much, Glenn and Monette, for inviting us. Yeah, that's a pleasure to meet with both of you and anyone watching us. Okay, my name is Rasha Morsi. I am co-founder and managing partner at Customizo. It's a Canadian ServiceNow partner. But we have been expanding to Saudi Arabia, so we decided to start our first meetup, learning from the group here. Like you and Glenn and Monette, like I've learned a lot from you, and I try to have the same experience there.
Thank you, Raja. Maybe Jenny, you want to go next? Introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Jenny, and I am an in-house marketer with 8 years of experience. So I dabbled into everything marketing related. I'm actually originally from Toronto, and I only joined Customizo like a few months ago. It's pretty exciting, especially with the meetup happening pretty soon, like as soon as I joined. So I was happy to be part of that. And yeah, like I'm looking forward to contributing furthermore to Customizo and just learning more about also like the Saudi market as well.
Thanks, Jenny. Arda?
Thank you so much, Glenn. Hi, everyone. My name is Arta. I'm a business consultant at Customizo, based in Vancouver, with a computer science background from California State University. A big thank you to Glenn and Monette for organizing this amazing event. It's so exciting to be here and to be with all these developers who are shaping the future for tech. At Customizer, we are so passionate about innovation and solving real world challenges in the ServiceNow ecosystem. So I look forward to learning, connecting, and building great things together. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Arda. And last but not least, Ahmed.
Thank you. Thank you, Glenn. My name is Ahmed Ashraf. I'm pre-sales consultant at Customizer. I joined Customizer also like few months ago, and it was really exciting to join this team and to work together. Also, we had some meetups before, and meetup in Riyadh. It was so exciting, and yeah, also we are looking for the next ones also. And thank you for having us today, and we really appreciate that.
Our pleasure. We're excited. Manette and I are very excited for today's call. So,
thank you.
Like Manette said, what we do is we'll speak with the group, learn about your challenges, your wins with setting up that very first meetup, and then towards the end of the call, for those, if there are people on the Teams call, Manette will open it up. You come on camera if you wish, ask questions in the chat, but that'll be towards the end. So let's kick it off with the very first question that Manette and I always love to start with. It's probably the most important one to us anyway. So Raja, we'll go to Raja for this one. So when were you first introduced to service developer meetups? What resonated with you?
Okay, so I have a backstory here.
Please, love it.
Yeah, so you here in Vancouver, you started this meetup like since 2019. And I have been invited by Monette, especially, and also you, many times to attend this meetups. So I fall into this trap, like I'm super busy, heads down all the time. So I didn't feel that there's no time. I don't want to. I can't go. So it's like always postponed. So I haven't attended like many of the meetups, although I've been invited every time to your meetups. Yeah, until last year, after the pandemic, when you started going back to in-person meetups, and then I thought, okay, I want to sponsor, I want to help, I want to see more people in person, and then when I reach out to Manette, I told her I want to be part of it, and this really changed my life.
Aww.
I was wrong. When I was busy all the time, I felt I never belonged to community. Like being busy with work doesn't make you feel belonging and have like purpose. So yeah, so it was last year when we started, like when I started attending, I started sponsoring with you, that like would change my perspective a lot.
Thank you for that, Rasha. Those are kind words for like being in the meetup as well, in our meetup. And so what prompted you to start the one in Riyadh? What was it there? What was it like? And why did you start it?
When I first reached Riyadh, I realized like everyone there is falling in the same trap that like me, being busy all time working, no communication, and also like you don't have like this kind of belonging to a community that supports you. So like been lots and lots of silos. So great people, but you never are together in one community and sharing information, supporting each other. So because I've been in both sides, I thought, okay, so they need like a wake up call. They need to see what I have seen. Yeah, so I thought, okay, let's just get it started, and I'm learning from like you and Glenn. We had like a couple of successful meetups together, and yeah, so it's like as my life has changed, I wanted to change lives there. So, yeah,
I'm sure they're very happy about that. I'm sure.
they
Thank
were
you.
very happy. Yeah, they asked for like they wanted a meetup every month now, and which is
okay.
Wow. Let's
Good luck to you guys.
Yeah, it's great, but you don't know how much work behind it. So just
exactly.
let's take it slowly.
Lots of process and work behind it.
Our viewers will soon know all the work, so please tell them. Actually, before you go to the next question, Glenn, I just wanted to give a shout out. We have attendees on the LinkedIn, and we have Sydney James saying hello from Chicago. Nice. Thanks for attending, James. That's like all the way from Chicago. And Rashid Kandor Mohammed. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name. He was confirming that they can hear because I was asking. And Tafiq also. Hello, welcome. And Gurdeep, our very own Gurdeep from Vancouver or Surrey. Welcome. And then there's also Sohail. Hold on, my so Hale that he actually wanted to be a speaker as well. So we'll chat with him later about that. And yeah, welcome everyone.
Thanks, Manette. Next question. Maybe we'll go to Arda for this one. So, with your past expertise, what was your strength in helping to organize the Riyadh meetup? Do you have any challenges, especially because it was the other side of the world?
This is a good question, Glenn. Thank you for asking. So my strength in organizing the Riyadh meetup was being the virtual bridge that connected developers to the event. I reached out to developers through, I was really thoughtful when I reached them. I sent them personalized email and tried to spark interest and excitement, and making sure the right people knew about the opportunity to connect and collaborate. The challenge was coordinating for an in-person event while being remote from Vancouver. Riyadh's unique energy and culture deserve to shine, to be honest. So I relied on creative ways to understand the local vibe and ensure the messages resonate. So thankfully, teamwork and clear communication brought it, all together, and we were able to, organize everything from, Vancouver remotely. So yeah, that's part of my challenge.
Wow, and it sounds like it went well. I remember seeing, I think it was Raj's post on LinkedIn. I remember seeing I think you guys had a really good turnout, and that must have been a challenge starting from email, reaching out to people on the other side of the world. So that's excellent. That's
but
great
Glenn,
to hear.
They were so supportive. The meetup, the developers, they were willing to attend these events. They were supportive, so we got that energy from them as well. So that made us to do more. For yeah.
I do have a follow up on that, actually, Glenn. Just for our viewers that are wanting to start a brand new meetup, I don't know if Rasha will be the one to answer this or any one of you. What were the steps? Did you contact ServiceNow first? Because I think Glenn and I did that we were starting a meetup. And then what were the steps? And then how did you get all the emails to send everyone, like to be able to contact everyone? If you could just walk through very quickly the steps so that anyone here that wants to start the meetup can just know what they need to do.
Yeah, I can answer this question. Yeah, we tried to coordinate with ServiceNow team in Riyadh. The challenge was like they didn't know what the meetup is. So the office in Riyadh is still new. So they are super busy, like with all like setting up, and like there wasn't lots of information. So we started like sharing information with them and letting them know that that's what we do, how it's done, and like I can say like they help us a little bit like by supporting, attending like couple of the team attending our meetup, but we did everything from scratch.
How did you get how did you know who to contact, the developers and everyone? Like, how did you get this contact info?
Connection on LinkedIn.
Okay, all organic.
And and posting, promoting everywhere. So it's like we sent like some emails for people we already know. We sent like LinkedIn messages. We posted everywhere until we get the word out, and like the developers and even some clients attended this meeting.
Some clients attended,
it was awesome. So everybody wanted to know and learn what it's about. So it was good.
Okay, perfect. So yeah,
I'm just thinking all the manual work, like going and looking on LinkedIn, like that would have been a lot of work finding people. Wow.
Actually, I did send like personalized message to lots of my connections. So I know
Okay.
them. I have been connected with lots of like developers and ServiceNow community in Saudi Arabia. So I send them one by one like a
Oh,
personalized message. I'm
Personalized
personally
message.
inviting you to
oh,
this event.
wow.
Yeah,
That just
so
goes to
that's
say how connected you are, Raja.
Yes.
yes, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Networking is a key.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of
absolutely.
Yes.
course.
So, yeah, for our viewers also, and you don't need this anymore, Raja, but maybe if you're open another remote that meetup, I believe Glenn, correct me if I'm wrong, Tanvi, Go Kale, even if the city or the country you're going to don't know about meetup, you guys should reach out to Tanvi Gokhale because she, I think, is in charge of all the meetups in the world. So then she could coordinate with us. It might, you guys did a fantastic job, and you're very connected, Raja. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But for the other viewers, in case you may not be as connected, just go to Tanvi and she'll connect you. And then I think they will send it to everyone they know in their system. So then they can, and for your future meetups, Raja, you could do that too. And then they have this like mailing list for everyone they know. So for everyone that's watching this, if you want, yeah, that's Tanvi Go Kale. I'll write that in the chat later so that you know what its name. And then ours is, and then you usually get assigned a dev advocate. Like ours is Earl Duque. And then when you have a meetup, you have like a dev advocate that helps you out. Perfect. Sorry, going back to you, Glenn.
All right. This time, let's go. Let's go to Jenny. Maybe. So, I know it was recent, but when was the first Riyadh meetup? We want to hear about that. And then we did hear some steps that Raja mentioned of the planning. But if you have anything else to add, that would be excellent. And the location. How did you, being over here, how did you figure out where the location was going to be? So just kind of build out on what Raja said. But yeah, first,
Yeah,
when was it?
sure.
'Cause I know it was very recent. So
So I think it was back in it was like end of October, and honestly, it was kind of like dropped on the bomb for me because because of the Riyadh summit. Like it was like, oh, like our team is there, might as well like let's have some meetup too, right? So we had about a month to prepare. Um, but also with me, like I have 8 years of marketing experience, so I kind of dabbled in the event planning sector. So thankfully, that kind of like played into my expertise and like trying to help organize this thing like across the globe. So like I had professional experience like as part of my college course back then in the day 7 years ago. Like I hosted a fitness expo with my classmates, and that was my first professional one because I actually had to go reach out, do a whole marketing thing, make everything related to marketing, plan out the messaging and how to do all of that. So that kind of played into the whole Riyadh front where we kind of had to start from scratch as well because we didn't have a previous Riyadh event to base it off of, right? So we had to, do a lot of teamwork, communicated with each other. Good thing, we had people already in Riyadh to kind of also help us out to reach out to different venues, right? Scout the event location, and then just gauge the attendance, right? Like, because we needed to know how big the venue needed to be, where would be like the best location, most convenient, what time of day would be the most convenient as well, what works with like the Saudi lifestyle, because it's different for everyone, right? Different cultures have different work styles. So we coordinated a lot, and I was mostly responsible for just overseeing like, okay, what needs to get done, what kind of marketing materials do we need, what other things like activities do we need to plan, and stuff like that. So it was like a very collaborative effort, and especially because me, like, I was pretty much like born and raised in Canada, so I didn't really know much about the Saudi culture. So it was also really helpful to have people be like, okay, like, Saudi Arabians really like this, like we can do this, or something that's really appropriate for their culture versus like for us, maybe like, for example, we tend to like to drink and network at the same time, but they don't really do that, right? So that's like just a learning experience from everybody, right? So yeah, that was kind of like how it all happened. And yeah, like it's just, yeah, it was pretty smooth, surprisingly, seeing how short of a time frame it was. But it was really helpful to have people on the ground in Riyadh to also set it up. I think that was like the most key point for that.
Mm-hmm.
Did they? I'm assuming did they help with like scouting the venue? Because I know the challenge
Yeah,
where
because we
you're.
weren't there. Like we can't tell how it looks like, where it is, like what's the vibes, right? Like you don't know. So having someone there actually could be like, okay, this is good. This is appropriate. You know, this is what we should go for. And then like also just seeing like actual pictures, because sometimes when you look on the website, like it might look really nice, but then when you go in person, it's like not the same. So it's like it's a bit different. So having that is a great asset.
Yeah, that would be definitely in this situation because it's unique. It's the first time we've
Yeah.
spoken to dev organizers that have had that unique challenge that this team had, right? Like, I know you had people over on site there, but a lot of the organizing was with the people on the call here in a complete other side of the globe, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
I don't,
And the time zone
yeah,
difference too.
I don't think we've spoken with anyone that's had that challenge
Mm-hmm.
before. So that's excellent.
Yeah, and that's very, Glenn, that's very inspirational for our viewers
Mm-hmm.
right now and for the future of this, because this is recorded in YouTube. So for anyone that's going to be watching this, that it's inspirational that even if you want to start a meetup remotely because you feel like that community or that area has no community at all, and you're like not really residing there, but no one is interested in starting one there, then here's the thing: you could actually start it remotely like these guys did, and you could reach out to them in LinkedIn if you want more questions.
Yes, I know. I was speaking with someone recently. They're looking to start one in Canada, in Edmonton potentially. And we all, as Canadians, I think most of us know that you might not want to go outside in Edmonton during the winter, just because it's so cold. So the virtual is excellent because when I was speaking to that person, that they were thinking starting virtually for that reason, right? Get it up. And I know it's not the first meetup that has started virtual. They start virtual, get the presence, get the name out there, and then move to the in-person's event. So that's excellent. But I do believe this is the first group that we've spoken to that, like, literally other side of the planet, other culture, extreme time zone difference, right? So that's amazing. Thanks, Jenny. Manette,
Absolutely.
you wanna ask
Yeah,
the next
absolutely.
question?
Yeah, Ahmed, when Glenn and I started the Vancouver meetup in 2019, we actually quite struggled with attendees. The first one was only attended by 9 people, but I've heard it's a different story on your side of the world, or like that meetup. So can you talk about that? About the attendees, how you got attendees, how many, or how did it go?
Okay, yeah, sure. Actually, let me just say first, that was the first meetup in Riyadh and or Saudi Arabia. So actually, we should have like good impression for them because if they didn't like it, they will not attend any upcoming meetups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was the challenge. Actually, we tried to have some attendees from developers and customers, to have that like balance, and also they really liked it because like we had a lot of activities inside the meetup, not just talking about business or something, but just to share the insights, share like to build our community, and also like to be together to help each other. So yeah, it was great. And also at the end, they asked us, as Rasha said, they wanted to make it every month because it was so, yeah, they asked us like that. So yeah, we are trying to do that, but not every month, of course. But we will try to make it again with the same planning, with the same activities we have, and we will try to improve it as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's cool. And it sounded like you did not have any trouble finding attendees, eh?
And no, actually, like from LinkedIn, we had a lot of developers, customers. Yeah, so they wanted actually, like they didn't have any meetup before. So yeah, they were very welcoming for this first one.
That's awesome.
And
Thank
the
you.
the
Awesome.
fact that they're asking for one a month is it a test to this team, like right here, like Take your
Yeah.
bow, applaud, pat yourself on the back, because obviously, if your community is asking for one a month, that's a statement to what you guys accomplished, right? So that's phenomenal. I personally, that would be a full-time job, one a month. But I mean, that's huge that your
Exactly.
community is asking for that.
Yeah.
They were obviously, wanting it, needing it, right? So that's
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal.
Mhm.
Thanks, Ahmed. Just
Of
scanning
course.
through the
Thank you.
chat here, so it looks like we got. I'm just looking at the LinkedIn chat. It looks like
There is a question,
yeah,
Glenn, from,
we got a question
yeah,
here from
you want us to
Sydney.
address that?
Yeah, please. We got a question here from Sydney. So, Manette, you wanna read
Yeah,
that out loud so
absolutely.
everyone can hear? And
Absolutely. Sydney, thank you for that question. That's amazing. This is regards to restarting a meetup. Sydney's saying that if a meetup is already there was a meetup in a certain city and it got dormant or not active, how do you restart it? So Sydney, this is actually something that a lot of organizers and cities are experiencing. I know for sure of a few people that want to restart a meetup in some cities. And this is still very, very possible. You would need to, I'll give my thoughts on this, and Glenn, you can jump in after. You'll need to contact Tanvi, again, Tanvi Go Kale, because they are connected with those whoever founded or organized those meetup. If you know the person that organized the meetup, that's even a better way. If you know them, you can contact them directly and then talk to them and say, hey, what's happening? Are you still wanting to do that meetup? If you're still wanting but you just don't have time now, can I just take over organizing for a while until you're back? Or if you don't know them, just go to Tanvi, because they would know the meetup, the meetup leaders. And then yeah, just go from there. But the best way is probably to chat with ServiceNow, because they may have rules. I believe they have rules in whether when a meetup is dormant for a certain amount of time, they will give that leadership to someone else. So Glenn, do you have thoughts on that?
yeah, I'll add to it. The first thing that came to my mind, we can after this is over, I can drop it into the chat, a link. Manette and I were a guest on Callie Alexander's 100 Days of Service Now earlier this year. And along with Manette and I, we were speaking to dev meetups. Tanvi was on that call. So Tanvi actually shares the steps to do it, the contact form, and she gives links in that. So the easiest way, once I get a chance today, I'll drop that in the chat, Sydney, and you can take a look. And as Manette said, it's actually quite common, especially after COVID. We even here and it's not just here; it's around the globe. Big meetup in Calgary, Canada, for years and years and years, just hasn't been, revived after COVID. So it's around the globe. There's lots out there like that. I highly encourage you, Sydney, if you're interested in doing it, do it. It's amazing. I know a lot of people. We were actually speaking to Famela from the London Dev Meetup, and she got connected with the other members of that meetup. And I remember when we were interviewing Famela, she was saying, "Well, I'm new. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of nervous in doing this." And the group encouraged her to do it. She jumped in both feet. You know, increased the success of that London meetup. The biggest thing, the reason why I'm saying this is you're not alone. You're supported, right? So as Manette said, that we get each meetup uh, sections of the globe. I don't remember who's where, but you get a dev advocate that's kind of assigned to that geographic location, and they will help. There's a portal where if you want to get content to do a present, they provide it. If you want to request a guest speaker, right? So everyone's talking about AI. Let's say if you had a meetup in the new year and you wanted to do an AI chat, you can actually make a request in that portal and say, hey, can you hook me up with a guest speaker? So my point in saying this is you're not alone. You are supported. They will come in. They will help. They want it to be successful as well. And I'm sure they would be very happy about reviving one that's gone quiet. So I'll drop that in the chat later on today. It's very helpful because Tanvi speaks probably for about 15 or 20 minutes on the process that we're talking about. So Hope that answers your question, Sydney. If it doesn't, just let us know and we'll come back. But yeah. All right, let's take a look. Love this question too. So let's go to Raja for this one. Lessons learned. So now that you had the success of that, that very first one, you had challenges that were overcame. We heard, the process where you're literally manually reaching out to people on emails and LinkedIn and messages. After the success, after it was done, is there anything that comes to mind? Next time I'm going to do it this way. Anything that comes to mind, Raja?
Yeah, so the first thing, like first lesson I learned, we never have an event, like either like when ServiceNow have a big event, you don't have an event at the same week. So because this will make it very tough for people, and then they will get confused what's happening on the 29th and what's happening on the 30th. So they will get mixed up and they will never know like they have a couple of events at the same week. So that was one of the big lesson learned, because like many people they when we reach out to contacts, so we get our lots of people replied back and they would love to attend. And then like we supposed to have like about 30 people attending, and then we got like more than 70. So we had so we had to change the venue, so we got a bigger venue. And then who attended like almost like 50 persons attended at this time. And like the next day when we have the Riyadh summit, I met lots of the developers who didn't attend, and they came to apologize because like they've been caught in traffic, they have like some work and they would love to attend next time. And so that's one of the lessons learned, like don't get mixed up with ServiceNow events or any other big events.
But Rasha, even with the back-to-back events with ServiceNow, you still had 70.
Yes, we expected more, because like in Riyadh, that was the first I think it was first summit, first like a big ServiceNow event, first everything, and everybody's excited and they want to learn about ServiceNow, even if they are not connected directly to ServiceNow, they want to learn about like this big initiative. So like lots of people even coming just to say, what do you do? What's ServiceNow? What's going on? Yeah. So it was like great to meet lots of people. But yeah, it's like it was tough because like we don't want to mix up. We don't want like and even ServiceNow teams, some of them wanted to attend, but they had the rehearsal the night before their event, which is So it was like this my first lesson learned. I would get away from ServiceNow events.
But so Raja, for that one, were there challenges with the location itself, or everything via email worked out? Like the food, no one was, or did someone have to physically be there? Just for our viewers that have no one on shore, right? Like if there's no boots on the ground, are you able to do it fully remotely?
No, we had like 2 team members arranging everything. They have to be physically there. But I think it is unique to Saudi Arabia and Riyadh. So it's like working remote. It's not the best way to do business. So you have to have someone on ground. This can happen in Canada. So you can do everything remote. But especially in Riyadh, like someone in person need to. There's contracts need to be signed. People like lots of shake hands needs to happen.
And I guess that would be for whole Saudi Arabia, or probably the Middle East, not just Riyadh, right?
Culture.
If someone else, if someone else wants to start one in that region, then maybe it would help if you could find a connection there that could sign the documents on your behalf, or do a vacation for a bit.
As soon as they get someone who they can trust, they can communicate with you like virtually. But but the first like meeting like face to face that should happen. So you need to build trust with the vendor who's like delivering whatever to you.
Just need to humanize you to get to know you better, and once they trust, then you're good to go.
Yes.
And one quick question that I was curious about, Raj, I heard you say with the group size increasing, you had to change venues. Was it a completely different location, or was it a bigger room within the same event space?
We was lucky. Yeah, to find like a bigger room within the so like my team in Saudi Arabia wanted to go super fancy, so they booked Sheraton.
Wow.
Which like when I went like, oh, that's weird. I'm not used to do this in Vancouver, but yeah, that's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so they booked they booked a meeting room in Sheraton, and then when we decided to get a bigger place, we had a whole like two areas like for like dedicated for us.
Like
it wasn't
like a
meeting room
ballroom, it looked like big,
it
large
wasn't
ballrooms.
it wasn't a meeting room anymore. Like, and even we had like to have lunch, no, not lunch, the dinner next to the pool, and we should okay. That I got surprised. This was a surprise for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Actually,
but they were cooperative. At the Sheraton, they were cooperative. Like when we asked to change the venue, like a day before the event, they said, okay, we have what you want.
Yeah. And did you have a seating arrangement within Sheraton, or were people just free to sit where, like, how did people network with each other?
We didn't have like an arrangement. Yeah, so people started sitting like as groups. So each developer's group from each company, they at the beginning when I entered the room at the beginning, there was no like mingling or networking. So each group sitting with each other. So it's like, and then I decided to go and like shake them a little bit and think, hello, come on, guys, we are here to learn about
Yeah,
each other.
absolutely.
Yeah. So you don't get to sit with your own group.
So did they move around, or
Yes.
what happened? Oh, wow.
Yeah, they started
Wow,
moving around.
that's
And
awesome.
and
That's awesome.
we got a magician, and this magician spiced things a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, we have the pictures on LinkedIn if you really
Oh,
if you're
that's
curious,
fun.
you can go back on our page to
Perfect.
see them.
Yeah.
Actually,
Very fun.
I'm actually very interested in that because every developer meetup group or every meetup has different things they do. So what did you guys do for that? Because it was a social event, not a learning event, right?
It was,
Like,
yeah.
what were the events so that people can get inspiration from these things? So magician.
Yeah, so because the ServiceNow has their summit, so we thought like, okay, no teaching, no learning, no lesson, nothing. It would only be social event. Yeah, since you're going tomorrow to attend like lots of sessions, that's great. ServiceNow will handle the learning part. Let's have like some fun. So we got like we started like introducing ourselves and like having like a small talk, like introducing what is a meetup, it's about, and how we are like hoping to build a cohesive community in Riyadh and hopefully in Saudi Arabia. And what is like lots of people that they didn't know like what's it about, and am I allowed to like ask questions, learn? So like was trying to explain to them like the idea about having this kind of events is like for us to like just like I said before, like to have like the sense of belonging to ServiceNow community, to have a safe space to ask questions, share knowledge, and even like share whatever you're facing, maybe some frustration or like make friends. So we are not just we are just not working. It's not and it's not like a static environment. So let's try to be like a one community can like have this kind of cohesiveness together. And then like after this kind of talks, we started like have like networking. So it was all about networking, like talking to each group aside, and then we had the magician for like making things like more light.
Yeah.
And after the magician, it was like the food part. It was like a nice dinner next to the pool, and we yes. Yeah, and we wrapped up after this. It was like a very light event. Not much trouble to be like to developers, because it was after they finish work, so they need some time to
absolutely
relax.
Set down time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Glenn and I will have to work hard at our sponsors to get us this poolside socials.
I heard Sheridan,
busy,
so Sheridan, Vancouver. I love Raja. I love what you said about the community, because that's the biggest part of it. Like, I think a lot of people, I'm not going to say most people, but I think a lot of people forget that, in my opinion, the ServiceNow community is the most supportive out there in tech, right? And especially when you're working, whether you're in an office or whether you're working from home, you can kind of tend to forget that you're not alone, right? Like, there's lots of other people out there. And I love that Riyadh got to experience that you guys did that, brought it over there. And, to remind everyone and show everyone you're not alone. You have an entire community here, right? That is an amazing story. I love it, Raja. And now they're asking for one a month. So
right. So we're almost going to let
I was
people
just gonna
in
say,
or like talk. So, but I do have just one final question, maybe quickly, Arta, if you want to speak about suggesting for people that are considering starting a meetup, what do you want to say to them, whether in their location or remotely?
Thank you so much for asking that question, Monette. So to everyone, if they want to start their ServiceNow developer meetup, don't just wing it. Start virtually if you can't. Hold it in person to test the water and build the momentum. Trust me, you need to convince the developers and make them show up. Virtually is easier than in person. So do your homework, understand the local tech culture, and see what's already out there. Find out the niche, something unique, like hands-on problem-solving sessions or deep dive that get developers excited. Also, don't forget this; it's really important. Market the event.
Mm-hmm.
Don't shout into the void. It doesn't work that way. You have to share it in LinkedIn, Twitter, forums with posts that are actually, interesting, not just, join us, please. That's not going to work. Highlight the speakers, add it, title, make it more interesting. And finally, I would say make it fun. When they attend the event, use icebreakers to get people talking. After all, no one loves to be awkward. Silence.
Yeah,
right?
Thank you.
Thank you
good.
So much. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I think for some if it's really new, you could definitely start virtually if it's really new. That might be a good
Exactly.
idea. Yeah. All right. So for our viewers, if you are in LinkedIn and you want to actually speak and turn on your camera, there's a Teams link in the post or in that event itself. You could click on that. And Tafiq, you're already here. If you want to turn on your camera, say something, feel free to do so. I'll check the comments as well in the chat. Tafiq, are you here? Or are you shy? I guess we still have other questions. Glenn, if you want to go ahead while we're waiting for other people to join, we still have some questions for Raja's team.
In the Teams chat?
No. Sorry. In our list of questions, there were more, but I was just like running out of time. About their next event.
Anyone want to share? Can share
Jenny,
some what's coming up?
Well, obviously.
When does the monthly event start? That's my only question. When do the monthly ones start?
Now this is like a meme.
In the Saudi Arabia continent there. But we for sure will have that in plan for the upcoming year. But we also, obviously we also been doing like a lot of like Vancouver meetups, so that's also on the list. But for anything else, I think Russia will have a better answer to this.
Oh yeah, so I just had a nice talk with ServiceNow team yesterday. So the good news, we won the prospecting day in the EMEA region. So we got like some fund from ServiceNow to hold up like a couple of
Congrats.
events. We just had
Wow.
got the news yesterday, and then they were super excited like to help us like hold more events. And I said, okay, that's great when you like good ServiceNow support. That's all like that's great. Yeah. So when we were like discussing what should happen and when, so the events coming like in Q1,
Oh
which
well.
one of them is the LEAP conference. So it's like it's get away from from these events. Yeah, and then they have and then we thought, okay, let's have our own events, like with the help of ServiceNow team, in like Q2. So most likely it will be, I believe, it should be after. The months of after March, because March in Saudi Arabia and the Middle East is the month of Ramadan,
Right.
which so we cannot hold anything, like no one will attend, no one will show up in this month.
Exactly.
So unfortunately we're not able to like honor like the one monthly event this time. But most likely Q2 2025 we'll have a big event or maybe a couple of events. So and then we can plan for more. But yeah, Saudi Arabia has two like amazing big events happening already. So like we will be both attending and maybe sponsoring some of the activities there.
Right. Well, that's great that you now have funding to do more events. That your community will be happy. Actually, also, if you haven't already, please do reach out to Tanvi, because she does handle the dev meetup thing, and they sometimes also provide swags. Not sometimes, they provide swags all the time, but it's just a certain number of swags, and they probably can ship it directly to Riyadh, actually, because I think their system is built for worldwide support. I believe so.
Yeah, there's meetups all over the globe. So
yeah, that's great to know. Like the next time we'll have more support from ServiceNow. This time we did it all
excellent.
on our own.
Yeah. If you want Rasha, if you don't have her email address, I could connect you. It depends if you already have contact with her, but if not, let me know and then I could connect you with her.
And I think
it was like
go ahead, Raja.
it was like this a sudden decision. Like let's do this. But next time with more planning, more time to like.
Oh, you did already so well.
Not overwhelm the team. It was like very overwhelming for everyone.
The other thought too I had potentially, because I believe I heard you say, Raja, that there is a ServiceNow office in Riyadh. Correct? I heard that.
Yeah.
What came to my mind is potential venue location, because I think it was a Sean from Melbourne Meetup. He's hosted at the ServiceNow office in Melbourne, so that could potentially be a venue location for you in Riyadh, is their office, right? So that's something to keep in mind too.
Great.
That's true.
We can ask them to use their office, and they have like very nice like private places, like they hold their own event in
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, in their office. I was gonna say, but Raja already.
It's not in their office. It's a totally different like, culture there. So they have like something called al istiraha. So like it's a nice area for like holding.
Like a wellness center.
Yeah, it's like a villa.
Wow.
I haven't been there. It's I hear the Saman cave. I haven't been there actually.
Yeah, maybe ServiceNow does have access to that place and you could just use it. Although you already set the bar too high with share it. So they'd be disappointed to go somewhere less than that. But if it's a villa with a pool, then it sounds great too.
That's what I was going to say. This one was poolside.
Lots of great places. Yeah. When I went there in person, I collected lots of like connections and like potential venues. So I have all my cards yet. Like next time here is good.
Yes, next time.
I was thinking poolside this time, Raja. You might have to up the bar next time. It might have to be beachside or something like that. People are they expect to level up, right? Well, we're getting close to time, so I just want to I just want to thank, like, from the dev community, all of the dev community. Grateful that this team did the first meetup in Riyadh and the first meetup in a country like Saudi Arabia, a brand new country. So thank you. I mean, that's amazing. I'm a huge supporter of giving back to the community, and you guys started one in a brand new country. So thank you from that. And then we'll maybe go around the room. Any closing words? Anything you want to say coming end of year or new year? Maybe start with Jenny. Any final words before we close this off? Any thoughts?
Just looking forward to that future meetups. Maybe we will do beachside. I don't know, right? We don't know. The sky's the limit right now. So I'm really excited to see, what we can actually do next time. I know we probably set the bar too high, but I know it's the energy, right? It's really nice to see the energy, the enthusiasm in that community, right? So it's always, good to aim up higher. If we can do beachside, it's fine. Poolside is already good enough, I would say, but we're excited to see what can come up next. Yeah.
Thanks, Jenny. Ahmed, any final thoughts? Closing out this year and going into the new year.
Yeah, sure. Actually, we will prepare more meetups, and also we will plan it better. We will try to get more activities because they loved that last time and they want to attend more. So yeah, we will concentrate about that. And last thing, I want to really thank you for this meetup, Glenn and Monet, and we really appreciate that.
Our pleasure. Thanks, Ahmed.
Welcome.
Arda, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts is first of all, this was a great meeting to connect and talk about all of the stuff we have done and share it with the people. And I'm pretty sure we should now, because of this meeting, we should have another developer meetup in the future in Riyadh and connect more developers together. And as Ahmed, Jenny, and Rasha said, we'll concentrate more on those, and hopefully we can set up more often.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks, Arda. Raja?
Yeah. So my final thought on this, I've been overwhelmed with the success and how people appreciated this kind of event. Even in the next day, lots of people came to me and we want to be there next time. And the nice things even the Dubai team, when they were just arriving to Riyadh for the summit, and then ServiceNow Dubai team, they offered to come to our next events to be speakers and take part of this kind of events, and it was a very generous and nice offer from them. So I was happy, it's successful. Everybody heard about it, even if you didn't get the chance to attend this time. I even got some requests from some of my connection to attend virtually, which we hadn't get the chance to set up a virtual connection with as a part of the world. But yeah, we will take this into consideration. And one last thought: there wasn't any women attending this event. Yeah, yeah.
More women need to attend.
Yes.
Yeah, all the women in Saudi Arabia, there is a Riyadh meetup, and there might be more. You might be organizing more in different parts of Saudi Arabia, right? So, yeah.
So we need I was thinking, okay, we need to have special events for women to get them
just for women.
Yeah, you did just to start going out.
Yes, just for women. The London one has, if you look at our podcast or live cast with the London developers, they actually have a just for women event. So you could touch base with them for that to what makes it successful, because there are certain challenges and successes there. You could learn from them. The London meetup, let us know also, we could connect you with them, because you could just maybe learn from what they have done successfully in that women's specific thing.
That's great. Yeah, please connect me. Yeah, you know how I am. I'm very keen to support the women cause.
Absolutely, I connect you with Tanvi and with the London one.
That would be great.
Yeah.
So Russia already has her own campaign in Riyadh if you want to share that. About women in tech, right, Rasha?
Yeah, it's like she can.
She can.
ServiceNow, she can.
Yeah, she can. That's that's Canada. No?
Yeah, that's
Or-
Canada, and like like it was started as a Canadian women, but now it's open for everyone.
That's perfect. I actually joined that one. So
Yeah,
that's the world's wide thing.
So that women are amazing. But like unfortunately, like I received this message a lot. Like I have to stay home with the kids. I cannot attend right now. Like maybe next time. So it's like okay, maybe next time we'll be mindful of their barrier to attend this kind of events.
Absolutely, absolutely. To just be like try to see what will work. Actually, Tafik just sent a question. If you make it in a weekend, it will be great. There's pros and cons to that. So I think every meetup will just have to think. What maybe Riyadh actually weekends might be better. You'll have to see that for yourself, right? We don't know, but for sure Vancouver is a no.
Didn't work out here.
Definitely, Tafik in Vancouver, people are just so busy in the weekends, whether it's sports, family, or whatnot. But it could be potentially in whoever are organizers from all over. Let us know what your thoughts are on your dates. In Russia, maybe experiment with that because maybe in Riyadh, maybe as Tafik said, weekend will be better. You know?
We were thinking like
different culture.
Like experiment with different times and dates, and let's and see what will work better.
Oh wait, Famila is in the room. Famila, the organizer in London. Hi, Famila.
Oh wow.
The organizer in London is in the LinkedIn. She's watching, so she says, "Please get in touch."
Yes.
That's amazing.
Great.
Wow,
I'm
that's
so
great.
excited. This is all coming together. Yeah, so please get in touch with Famila because they do have a successful women only, and they could probably already help you how to like get started already with like already using best practices already. They are like the London is definitely a template for success. So that's where we got Glenn actually asked Tanvi, and that's where we got our thing of like doing learning and socials alternatively. That's from the London meetup because they're like a template of success. Thanks for being here, Pamela.
So we're at time, so I'll say my closing words and then I'll pass it over to Manette. So first, again, thank you to this team for coming on the call. This is what this is about: sharing experiences, challenges, lessons learned. So I thank you all for taking this time, and again, I thank you for introducing Dev Meetups to a city and a new country. So thank you. 2024, we're closing out. I just want to say thanks to Manette for this idea. So she had the idea earlier this year about connecting Dev Meetup organizers and the members from around the globe for literally what just happened naturally on the call. Connection, right? Famila was on the call. We're talking about women now. Boom. That's exactly what Manette's idea was. That was not planned, by the way. But that's exactly what this is, right? Manette's idea was to share, get collaboration going, learn from one another, pros, cons, etc., etc. So Manette, love the idea, and thank you for inviting me to be a part of it. Wishing everyone a happy holiday and a happy new year, and I'll pass it over to Manette to close us out.
Yeah, and Glenn, no, thank you, because I actually said it to Glenn, my idea, and he was full on board. And as usual, it's always just get started when Glenn is like on board with it, and I'm like just more encouraged to do it. So yeah, thank you, Glenn. And we really want to thank our viewers, all the people that are also subscribing to this YouTube. If you can share it as well, and then it could just be shared to your network, and then they can watch it whenever they need to. And we really want to thank you all. If you have any questions or anything that you want us to discuss, because recently we've been discussing sort of similar topics because these are the core topics for the meetup. But if you have, some burning questions like the one Sydney just asked today, like how do you restart a meetup that's got dormant? Like whatever it is that you're thinking, let us know, because then we could probably find the speakers that could answer that, or we could do something. And if you want to be a speaker, reach out to us. Thank you so much, and happy holidays.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all for coming as speakers.
Thank you. Same.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.